John Brown. This video is about who John Brown is. John Brown background. He was born in Toronto, Connecticut in 1800. He grew up in Ohio, which was a free state. He helped slaves reach freedom. He was bankrupt after some business attempts. He was a conductor of the Underground Railroad. He created the League of Thieves, which is just an organization to help slaves reach Canada. He moved to the Kansas Territory in 1855. He took 5 of his sons. He led a raid on Harper's Ferry, Virginia, and he was hung on December 2nd, 1859. John Brown's belief. He was very religious. He grew up in a religious family, and he grew up in free states, so he really had that. He was an abolitionist from the beginning. Since he was like 12, he wrote a letter on being an abolitionist. He thought God chose him to lead free states to freedom. That really was his belief all along. And he also believed God allowed him to use force if necessary, and he was a martyr. He believed when he died that he was sacrificing for God. John Brown, Kansas. He moved to Kansas to prevent the growth of slavery. That was the time when they determined the state could enter as a free or slave state based on the population. And there was a raid on one of the towns in Kansas, in Lawrence, Kansas. So he attacked near this creek in Kansas, and they slaughtered 5 men. They were unarmed, and him and his sons and a group of followers just kind of slaughtered them. After Kansas, he led a group of men into Missouri, and he attacked the slave owner's homestead and freed the slaves. But it didn't end there. He then took the slaves east to Ohio, where he was welcomed by ministers of the church, and they gathered money to send them farther east. Then they made it to Chicago, Illinois. They were trying to get them to Canada, so they finally raised money to send them to Detroit, Michigan, and they were eventually ferried across to freedom in Canada. John Brown's plan to take control of Harper's Ferry. He enlisted an army which included some 20 men. They rented a farmhouse near Harper's Ferry. They cut telegraph wires to prevent soldiers from getting help. They captured the lone watchman, and they captured remaining soldiers in the arsenal and around the area. And his goal was to arm slaves, but he never really got out to them that they wanted to arm them, and they didn't really listen. The effect of the raid. The North, they admired him. There were a lot of church bells ringing to show their admiration of him, and they believed that he did the right thing. The South was outraged by it, because they were one that captured him and had him hung. They called North sympathizers, and they were really mad at him. That's it.